the Galactic Council's exploratory fleet, spearheaded by Admiral Crix of the Thalzin Imperium, approached the uncharted Sol Sector with cautious optimism. The last report filed centuries ago had labeled the humans as a pre-warp species, fragile, emotional, and self-destructive. Now, sensors indicated sudden, abnormal energy readings from the third planet. Curious, they came to investigate. They were not prepared. Admiral Crix's ship, Valith Dreadwind, led a flotilla of 17 advanced cruisers, each bristling with weapons capable of turning moons into debris. The Council had declared the humans extinct after their last transmission, 100 cycles ago. Something about artificial general intelligence. Yet as they crossed the Orc cloud, something emerged from Saturn's shadow. Something massive dotted first. The Admiral mistook it for a rogue asteroid. But the readings made no sense. It wasn't natural. It was precise, engineered, purposeful. Then the shadow of it fell across their fleet. The Titan class, vessel dwarfed even the largest Council ships. 200 kilometers long, obsidian black, with glowing crimson markings pulsing down its hull like veins. Its designation blinked in distorted Terran script on every Council screen. HSS Obeliska, silence followed. Deep, terrifying silence across the comms. Even the AI officers in the Admiral's neural mesh paused. Scan it, Crix barked. Unknown alloy. Core signature. Not nuclear. Not antimatter. Unknown, replied his science officer, trembling. A first for a Zarn-born hybrid. The human vessel made no hailing attempt. It didn't power weapons. It didn't charge shields. It just moved. And with a single gravitational pulse, it disabled their entire fleet. 17 ships lost power simultaneously. Lights flickered. Gravity disappeared. Weapons deactivated. Engines died. The obelisks. Voice finally came, not through sound, but directly into the minds of every living and artificial being within a 100,000-kilometer radius. We told you to stay away. That was all. Then, like a blade of vengeance, it moved. With inhuman grace and planetary force, it began disassembling the Council ships without firing a shot. Tractor beams of unknown tech pulled entire cruisers apart, piece by piece. As if a bored god were deconstructing toys, Admiral Crix floated helplessly in the shattered command deck, watching his fleet reduce to silent debris fields. Why? He whispered into the void. An answer came again, calm, final, echoing with the fury of a forgotten species. Because you watched us burn and did nothing. Now we rise, not in peace, but in judgment. 3 days later, Galactic Council. Emergency session. Kefir Prime, the Grand Hall, buzzed with confusion and panic. Holoscreens replayed the footage of Obelisk again and again, some in disbelief, others in horror. Only one ship? Someone asked. Yes, a Pale Zix diplomat confirmed. And it annihilated 17 of ours, without a single casualty. On their side. And what does Titan class even mean? Another ambassador demanded. No one had an answer. Then came the human envoy. Unexpected, uninvited. A lone woman walked into the chamber, dressed in a black suit of unknown weave, her eyes glowing faintly with golden nanotech. She walked calmly past armed guards, past screaming diplomats, and took the center podium. I am Commander Lyra Voss, liaison of the Sol Sovereignty, she said flatly. We have returned. The room froze. I bring no threat, only facts. She continued. Earth is not what it was. After the collapse, we evolved. We merged with our machines, survived the singularity, and left our atmosphere. Alone. She looked at the gathered species like a teacher addressing children. For centuries, we sent distress signals. No one came. We died in silence, billions. Burned cities, broken skies. When we rose again, we remembered. A Mondari ambassador sneered. This is outrageous. Humanity has no claim over. His head exploded. Gasps echoed as the woman lowered her hand, still crackling with nano-energy. This is not a negotiation. She turned her eyes to the crowd. You will leave the soul sector untouched. You will recognize humanity as a sovereign hypercivilization. You will acknowledge Obelisk as the first of our Titan-class line. The next will be ready in 12 cycles. And if we don't? Asked a trembling voice from the back. Lyra smiled. A cold human smile that made beings with 4 hearts shiver. Then you'll meet Leviathan. In the months that followed, the galaxy changed. Trade routes were redrawn around Sol. Alien warlords fell silent. Empires once proud now whispered stories to their young. Do not approach Earth. Do not provoke the Titans. Do not wake the sleeping giants. Yet even as fear spread, some watched the humans with awe, perhaps even hope. Perhaps in their vengeance, humanity would bring a new order, a brutal one, but a fair one. The age of the Council had ended. The age of humanity had begun.